Hi, it's Ron Carlson for FotoMojo.net. I'm going to talk about the Flashpoint Rovelight 600B. I did the unboxing a couple weeks ago. I was going to do some field tests, but I had some issues. Went out to Tempe Town Lake to do some field testing, and I ended up running into a bunch of people who wanted pictures, and then another chick doing an internet startup. Needless to say, we ended up doing a pro shoot with my buddy Ed. During the unboxing, just for you guys know, I did a sniff test. I wasn't trying to be a copycat. My buddy Ed introduced me into Fro Knows Photo. So it was like an homage to the Fromeister, and give my buddy Ed a chuckle. So anyway, now we got that over with. Alright, so I did the unboxing. It comes with this one remote. You can see here. Has the test flash button, we'll go over it, the modeling light button, and the power buttons, up plus and minus. Power goes up minus a third to plus a third for each power. Takes a battery, a watch battery, CR2032. As you can see, I replaced the one that came with it with an Energizer battery, and why we'll go over in a second. And that's it. I also ordered the remote plug-in receiver, the R1, just to test it out. And the high-speed sync. This is the one for the Nikon. I was on Amazon Adorama in the Q&A sections to ask some questions that nobody knew about. Couldn't get a lot of answers. Some people started answering a little bit later. One of the things I heard was this will only go about 30 feet. That's not true at all. With just this on, not in high speed sync mode, we got about 220, 250 feet this thing will shoot. When you go into high sync speed mode and you attach the remote to the high speed sync one, it does drop significantly. We tested about 80 feet was the max we can go with that, with the high speed sync commander on there. So we went out to Tempe Town Lake in Tempe, Arizona to do some videos, but unfortunately we ran into a couple who wanted some pictures taken of them, and then, like I said, another lady was doing an internet startup that needed some professional shots for a web page, and we ended up doing a pro shoot. Earlier in the day we were shooting my buddy Ed's son's wrestling, and I used up most of the battery life. So we're going to go out and do another test somewhere more private, not public, where we're not interrupted. But I'm going to test, I'm going to show you the field test with, alright, why is it not coming off? With just what comes in the box, with the high speed sync. The receiver plugged in, by the way, it's 3.5 millimeter, and so is the plug on the Rovelight. I thought it was the bigger head. By the picture it looked like the larger head size for the plug, but it's not. Also going to shoot with the Flex 5s. I have 3 of them, so we're going to hook up both. I bought 2 Rovelights. I'm going to hook up both. Another thing is, I asked a question nobody could tell me was how long it takes to charge the batteries. Well, I could tell you they come about half to 3/4 charge, so I sat here all day just on full power, pulling the trigger on the camera to fire until the battery was almost dead. It still wouldn't die, but it was so low it wouldn't even fire at 1/28th power. So I just literally left it on, powering the LED screen until the battery was completely dead. It's almost 3 hours to the minute for the battery to charge fully. I'm also going to test, because I have a AC converter you can plug into your car, and you can plug it in. I'm also going to test to see how long it takes when I go on my next road trip from a dead battery to charge. I'm assuming it's going to be about the same, but these are battery only. Can't use they can't plug them in to use them. Very impressive. Lights, battery power is awesome. On a regular, just shooting, playing around, I took over 2,000, 2,500 shots. Not at full power, obviously, but all different power levels. And I got about 2,500 shots before the battery was getting really low. That's pretty impressive for this battery. They are expensive, and I looked up the batteries. They're about $150 a piece if you want backups, but I was going to, because there's no such thing as never enough batteries. Speaking of which, I think that person on the 30 said it can only shoot about 30 feet is probably because they were using the batteries that come with them. I suggest you replace them and get decent batteries. Like I said, I put the Energizer watch battery in this remote. I use the high-speed sync takes AA's. You can see there I have the Eneloop rechargeables because I like them because they have a long shelf life when they're not being used. They don't drain. This one does come with 2 AA batteries from some brand name you're never going to hear of. And they're probably not that good, and maybe that's why their range was limited when they said they were bad, but get good batteries. So we're going to go back out and field test some things. I also posted, I was having issues. I wanted to ask a question about using one as a modeling light and changing the power remotely for your fill light. It seemed pretty obvious that you would just change the channel. It wasn't working for me. I did notice I had to cycle through the menu, and basically you hear the light beep after I cycle through the menu, and then it worked just fine. So I figured that issue out. So all you have to do is change the channel, but after you do so, you have to cycle through. Also, if you're not used to mono lights, if you're at a higher power and you go lower, you need to fire off a test shot to, I'm assuming there's a capacitor in there with the charge, to decharge it, and then you can shoot with at the power level that you're set at. Alright, so sometime this week I'm going to probably be at my backyard. I'm going to show you shooting with all of these. High-speed sync is does slow down quite a bit. I put my camera in JPEG basic and just sit there. I just sat there and held the trigger and at 1/28th power, and then I was going up, but up to about 1/4 power, I shot like 100 JPEGs straight, and the flashes didn't skip a beat. The only time it skipped a beat is when my camera buffer was filling up and it slowed down a little bit. But these lights, that's normal, not high-speed sync. High-speed sync, it slows down significantly. There's about a good 3 to 5 second delay before it'll fire the next shot. So, alright, so this week I'm going to show you the high-speed sync, just the trigger, the high-speed sync trigger, the Flashpoint extra plug-in, just to show it. You don't need the receivers built into the lights, so you don't really need it. I'm also going to do the Flex 5s. And so that's it for this video. Thank you for watching.